Yo, welcome to another episode of Unpredictable Thoughts Podcast. Your man Trouble's in the building.
And your man Jones.
AC is currently in goddamn Camp Lejeune, however you want to pronounce it, North Carolina, living that real Marine Corps life. How you think you doing, Jones?
I'm guaranteeing he hating every second of it.
Probably. I'm gonna give him a call real quick.
I mean, hell, just fighting traffic in the morning to get to work gotta be a pain in the ass.
Do I got this on speaker? Oh. I'll give him a call.
Yeah.
Hey, we doing the podcast.
What up?
How you liking it?
Yeah, about that. No, it's a different change of pace, like a for real, and I ain't gonna lie, I like it already better at all because I can walk in and get my uniform changed that day. They actually have uniforms available. You know, it's Marine Corps, put it like that. Not Army, but it's Marine Corps.
So the conveniency of it, I guess.
Yeah, and it's. I thought because I've been away from like the large number of Marines for so long, I thought I'd be like, not retired, but like annoyed by having so many Marines. But it's actually not that bad. Like I'm like, they're here, whatever, they do their thing, I do their thing. So it's cool. And then I got like Toys R Us to my right. I got Hobby Lobby. I got Chick-fil-A like right here. I got more of a damn selection I had in Albany. You know that?
Town and Country wings every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Not the Town and Country, Sade wings.
How you like that traffic in the morning getting to work?
What traffic?
What time you go to work?
I'm still on Albany time. I'm going to run the 8 o'clock.
Damn. Wow.
Hey, they either gonna get you to it or say something. And right now they ain't saying nothing. So 8:30 it is.
Hey, you can't knock that at all. I would love a schedule like that. Are you going?
I'm still in that check-in time too. So
Yeah, so it's still early for him.
Oh yeah, it's about to end soon. You ain't gotta worry.
Are you?
I don't know.
Sound like you got something up your sleeve.
Always.
Oh, are y'all gonna stay on base or off base?
Off base. I think we're looking at like 5 homes right now. They're all off base.
They ain't bad at all.
Yeah, I mean the smallest one was one was a 5'3", and the other was a 4'3". So.
Oh, I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
Five bedroom, 3 bath.
Yeah, 4 room, 3 bath.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, okay. Hey, but I want to give a shout out to Crown Royal.
As always.
Remember to drink responsibly. Do not drink and drive. Just drink responsibly and do the damn thing. You got an Uber. Not if you got an Uber. Use the Uber app, Lyft app, or just make a wise decision, basically, at the end of the day when it comes to this whole drinking and driving mess.
Yeah, get your friends to pick you up. Do something.
Yeah. AC, you gonna stay on while we do this podcast?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. Then I want to bring up something. Normally, I let my man Troubles run the whole show, but I got to bring up something that I read today. I saw it, I heard it, and I got to bring it up because it sounded like the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. But hey, your president said that he wants to have a space force. Now, I ain't no genius, but I do know this. We all got an organization that goes into space. It's called NASA. So why do we now need a space force? What are they going to do?
Fight space rocks.
Police call the moon.
Get online now.
That sounds like some shit we would do too.
Yeah. Get online. I don't know. What was his reasoning behind it to have that? Like,
I don't know, but he called up the general and in front of everybody and said we're gonna work on that. And I can't speak too much on it because of my situation.
But damn it, I can.
okay.
Yeah. But,
I'm gonna say this. Whenever somebody says something to get you focused on something, watch out for the bullshit that come around on the back end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Cover up much.
You know how much it take to damn get a space thing into space, a satellite, whatever. It costs billions of dollars. Now you're gonna have a whole space fleet. How they gonna get there?
Too many more.
I mean, it's you saying shit that can't happen. You won't even be president no more. And this shit, they tried Star Wars in the '80s with Reagan. The shit didn't work. Now here we are, 30 years later, 40 years later, and here we are readdressing the same dumb shit again.
I wonder what the PT standard is going to be for that.
Can you hold down your food? Yeah. Can you not throw up on a space ride up?
That is crazy.
Space Force.
Yeah, we got a Rich B in the house.
How you doing? What's going on?
Soon to be a civilian. What you got? How many days left?
54.
54. That's counting weekends? Or that's counting
That's counting weekends. I have 9 work days left.
Damn.
Yes. So my plan is to stop working on the 29th because that 4th of July weekend they still don't know what they want to do with it as far as breaking up our time. They're talking about it again. Again.
I thought it was already.
It's not on the table. They're talking about revising it. So
About what?
Because for the people that don't know, when we have holidays, we get the 96, 72s. So this year, 4th of July falls on a Wednesday. And what they plan on doing, last thing they said was, we'll do a 72 that will start on that Friday before. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we have off. Come to work on Tuesday.
Be off on Wednesday.
Be off on Wednesday and come back to work on Thursday and Friday.
That's retarded as shit. Why not just be off Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday?
You better stop thinking so much. That makes sense. So maybe that, and not just that because of the common sense of the days, but the safety reasons. 4th of July is like the second most alcohol consumed holiday.
It's one of the deadliest days on the road.
Exactly. So say if I just want to go to Atlanta, which is not that far, and enjoy some fireworks, and have to rush back to be back to work on Thursday morning at 7:30, the probability of something happening to me, not because of what I'm doing, is high. Yeah. So maybe that's why they're rethinking it. I'm hoping that someone else brought it up, but
it just makes be off on go to work Monday
and
come back on. You got to come back Friday. They're not gonna give you a 96. It's too long.
Then that makes perfect sense to me. So
give me 100 and something.
They used to. You came back off deployment.
Yep.
Give you 120.
For real?
Hell yeah. You first came back off deployment. They'd be like, "Hey, go away. Come back on this day." Yay.
Damn.
It'd be like a whole week off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes.
It depends on your command. As long as people ain't getting in trouble and do dumb shit, they ain't have an issue with it. But people did dumb shit and got in trouble, so they started shrinking that shit back down. So
I got a question for y'all. Some knowledge in this room. When did 72s and 96s come into play?
Shit, I don't know.
That's a good question.
That's a good ass question.
Yeah, we tried to tackle this and nobody could
give
me
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
What did Mr. Wade give us? I forgot.
I don't know. I don't think we asked him, did we?
I thought he gave us this long speech on 92, 96 and all that stuff.
He said he gave us how they used to do holiday, was it block leave?
They do block for grunts. They do block leave.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, block leave. So from
port and starboard.
Yeah, port and starboard for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Right. That way the unit can still be sustained through the holidays.
Yeah, but
so that way everybody not gone. They still do it in a lot of units.
Dang, he was around for that too.
Who?
Bailey? Yeah. Yeah, I'm the grand old. I'm the staff sergeant of the Marine Corps. Huh?
I said you out here showing your age for real. I thought that was a back in the day thing. I've never heard a voice talk.
What?
Wow. Did you ever go to Okinawa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the unit I was with in Okinawa, everybody couldn't just go on Christmas leave.
Nah. So, same thing for MP companies.
Mm-hmm. So I guess it's not so much the age, just matters of what unit
unit you with.
Well, but then again, when it comes to postal, we really can't take leave during holidays.
That's right.
Right. That's y'all busiest time of the year.
So from November through January,
y'all working. y'all get nothing.
Yeah. See, they used to do us. We
you
either get
put it in like a year in advance.
Yeah.
We either get Christmas or we get New Year's. You don't get both. So
you get leave, and you get leave when you PCS. That's when you get leave.
Yeah, when you out the Marine Corps.
Y'all work federal holidays.
Yeah. So Bailey is you got 54 days, right?
Mm-hmm. That's the retirement date.
Yep. 9 working days.
How does it feel like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel?
Man, I'm holding the light bulb.
Oh, okay.
That shit ain't on though.
But yeah, exactly. Jones got it. So
why is that?
Because the whole time the light bulb been in a socket. We're gonna use some metaphors, right?
Okay.
So now I can hold it. I can unscrew it, but I don't know what to do with it because the whole time it's been in the socket. The Marine Corps. My light bulb's been in the socket. So now that I got the light bulb in my hand, I don't know how to energize it. So it's the Marine Corps is not a job. Hell, to me, it's not even a career. It is, and hopefully was a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the government telling me to, all right, it's over, do what you want to do, when the whole time I'm in is doing what you tell me to do.
You don't have to, but
It's a whole different thing to me.
Yeah.
So it's just, I feel like I'm an 18-year-old senior about to graduate high school all over again. It's like, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I don't know how. Even though, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying nothing bad, but the Marine Corps gives you all the tools. Doesn't mean I know how to use them, because I ain't used them in 20 years.
Correct. Do you feel institutionalized?
No.
Okay.
I feel that I made choices to be or not to be institutionalized. The institution is made to be institutionalized, if that makes any sense. The individual, like the person, the Marine, everything's a choice. You make a choice to drink the Kool-Aid, taste the Kool-Aid, or don't drink it at all.
Have you ever seen a Marine and you know from the time that he come in to the time he retired, he gonna be that Marine? Like, you know, when you look at him as a Lance Corporal, you know that's gonna be that motherfucker 30 years from now. That's gonna be that Marine.
That Marine.
Like, he gonna be on a poster for this is what the Marine Corps looks like. Because there's certain people that as soon as they come in, they have nothing else to look forward to but this. So he got aspirations outside the Marine Corps. I never planned on making the Marine Corps career. It just worked out that way. So I never really was one of them people, like you said, I never drank the Kool-Aid. I understood what the Marine Corps was. I understood what it required of me. I did my job and went on about my business. But some people, they don't drink the Kool-Aid. They jump in the whole damn pool.
Yeah, that's the extremist part. So I drank the Kool-Aid, but some people drown in the Kool-Aid.
Right. The ones that walk around with their damn khaki pants on with the belt, the shirt tucked in, pants pulled up to their chest. You know, even when they're not on duty, you know, they done fell into the pool.
God,
There's this one retiree that he wears civilianized military gear.
Donnie Bags.
He wears like a black uniform blouse. It's folded. He wears like a black cover. I don't know who he is. I never interacted with him, but I don't know if that's his job or he just dresses like that.
Man.
But that word institutionalized is strong.
There's a lot of people that can't let go of what the Marine Corps gave them. So,
Yeah.
I think for me personally,
you ever
go ahead.
have had that moment where you ain't want the Kool-Aid anymore? You prefer soda?
that I just want to quit. He said, I
no,
want
he
what?
said you ain't want Kool-Aid no more. You prefer soda.
Yes, there's been
I
many
think that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, there's many times I just want to just have some water, you know. But my problem, not problem. Well, it matters on what you look at. The problem is two words: loyalty and commitment, and both could be like alcohol and drugs. You can abuse both of them. I think I was loyal to the institution more than the Marines sometimes.
But explain.
So the Kool-Aid, when we say Kool-Aid, the Marine Corps has its doctrines, policies, and all that stuff.
Correct.
And being a young man and young Marine, you know, Marines don't do this, Marines don't do that.
So you're green. So that's what
You're green. You're green.
think.
So that's what you when you say you drink the Kool-Aid, that's exactly what it's supposed to not be. But then when you look around the corner or right in front of your face, Marines, junior and senior, doing those things that we're not supposed to do, everyone knows it, but they just don't get caught. And then it makes you be like, this Kool-Aid ain't. It's not good for you. It tastes good, it look good, but it's not good for you. If you believe that it's good for you.
Yeah.
So if you know if it's you know got all these saturated fats and all that stuff, and you choose to drink it, that's on you. But that's what the word believe is strong. If you believe it's good for you, but you see it's not, and you continue to drink it, that's your fault. So an example, a short story of like when my naive self, like I said, I talked to my boy Jones and a lot of my friends. I'm like the goody that the way I came up. Nothing really happened to me. There was no gangs, drugs, nothing, none of that. But
Something about before the Marine
just
Corps,
before
while
the
being
Marine,
in.
just
Okay.
before the Marine Corps and being in, I was that more meritorious, promoted guy. I could get along with all the bad guys, the good guy. I was a neutral guy. My whole life, I've always been the neutral person. I'm an approachable person. But get stationed in Okinawa, deploy to Australia, And then, my company gunny, we're all out there. The junior Marines are hanging out. The staff and SEALs are hanging out. And we're all seeing, the opposite sex women talking to women. And I can see the gunnies and all the staff and SEALs doing their thing. And we come back to Okinawa, I see the same gunny that was flirting and talking and kissing with his girl, pushing his stroller with his kids and family. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought Marines didn't do this. I thought only normal people did this.
Yeah.
and then one of my favorite words in the English language is accept. I just accepted that's what it is. He's not so much wrong or right. That's just it. It's a phrase I hate, but it is what it is. That's what it
is what it is.
It is what it is. Now, when you deal with morals and beliefs, that's personal. But and I don't know him personally, and I can judge him.
But we got to charge for that, though, right?
On adultery?
Yeah, but that's an act of sex.
Correct,
yeah.
and proof.
And you got to have proof.
Right, and so with that, and not just to make a Marine Corps, but that's just life.
Yeah.
Everything is a choice. So man law, it's illegal to drink and drive. And we're going to come back on that because that hits deep. It's still a damn choice. Is it? So we say it's wrong. Who says it's wrong? Some other guy that doesn't agree with it. I mean, we can go in the length of it, but something that me saying that you wearing that black sweater is wrong, does that make it wrong? No. It doesn't at all. So everything is just a choice.
Okay. To kind of back it up, we'll kind of go for the start of your career. I guess what made you want to join the Marine Corps? Or just let's say military, then Marine Corps.
Well, just as a kid, saw that I had a lot of authority. Mom, I was raised in a single parent home. So, and mom was very Caribbean, didn't want her baby to get hurt. So I never got to test my leadership in no sports, like, Pop Warner type stuff. But in the neighborhood, I was kind of the bigger, stronger guy. I wasn't the smartest one. I wasn't I was always average in everything. So I just knew once I got to high school, I wasn't gonna get no scholarship. I went to a high school that was out of my league. Curtis could tell you, Master Academy, that was like a brainiac school. I don't know how I made it there.
From Miami.
From Miami. It's a magnet school that you had to audition and take a test to get in.
Damn.
Yeah. So looking back at it now, I just knew that my personality was bigger than my intellect. So I knew the Marine Corps. I was attracted to them. Just one of those things. And I was depped in a year before I even joined. So I was kind of already indoctrinated in. I kind of came in. So and like I said, I didn't want to, and even now, 20 years later, I still don't have a degree or nothing, but I didn't want to just drink the Kool-Aid of the American dream is go to college. Because even then I looked at it as like, college is our business, like telling you to pay to read this book to get a piece of paper to get you to excel in life.
Boy, you ain't never lied.
But it is what it is.
It's a systematic.
It's a systematic system. So I was, before I got institutionalized, I already knew what institutions did. Yeah. So I chose to join the Marine Corps, but why not be on the institution, the government side?
Ooh, deep.
Yeah.
They're going to pay you even more. Pay you,
yeah. So not saying a negative way, I will choose to be a pawn until I become a rook and hopefully become a king.
Yeah.
On the chessboard. You don't have to, but you work your way at the bottom.
Yeah.
I wasn't given no silver spoon.
What was your job? What's your
the job
MOS?
Field? MOS is the number is 1142, which in generic terms is a generator mechanic. And when you're working in those, in my field, we call it utilities field. And the main ones are the generator mechanics, the electricians, the AC guys, HVAC, and the water hygiene purification. So you kind of learn a little bit of both. So those can apply in the real world a lot. As you come up in the ranks, you get more on the administrative side. You do a lot of leadership roles. Your hands aren't always on the gear all the time, but you still kind of with it. So I still got some of those traits, in my mind, but the practice has gone away from at least 5 years of not being around it.
Damn.
The passion of it has gone away too, just because of this how my career went. Just my passion for people became more than the skill set, so to say.
You said your what for people?
Passion for people.
Oh, passion for people.
Like if I would have had the chance, been able to excel in promotions and stuff, I would see myself as a first sergeant or a company commander, which goes part of the story that you'll probably some of the questions you'll be asking me later.
Yeah. Any B-billets? Because you say you're a people person, so recruiting,
yes.
MSG, drill instructor.
One of the things before I joined, I knew I wanted to do that B billet, and that was the Marine security guard, because I wanted to travel a lot. I was like, if I'm gonna be on this planet, let me see as much as possible. So as soon as I was able to, I put in for it, and I did what we call, as you said, a B billet. Did Marine security guard. First duty station, first detachment was Almaty, Kazakhstan, which people know from that Barat movie. And then the second was Montevideo, Uruguay, which is in South America. That was back when they only did two detachments.
Oh damn!
Best time of my life, man. I'm telling you, I'm still friends with some of those people from those countries, and the Marines that serve it from those countries. And I got to go on leave in different places, being there. But that opened my eye to like, that was the first time, but one of the first times I realized that, and I'm not gonna go too off.
Yeah.
But this specific word, nigger, is a perception word. And
I want to talk about that. Go ahead.
Say you don't. You say you don't.
I mean, I will. Yeah. Like,
but I mean,
explain in the short.
In the short version is when I say perception, because in here in America, North America, is predominantly the black looking at white. But when we say that, we're talking about an ethnicity. But every country around the world, it is literally just a color thing. And I'm gonna tell you the difference. In Australia, the first time I really saw racism, because Miami's a big melting pot, was when I was walking down the street and a native Australian Aborigine, it was homeless. He was, shaking his cup. Hey, brother, you got anything? I was like, hey, I don't have nothing. But when I go in the store, I'll come back out. When I came back out, I'm crossing paths with an Anglo-Australian, a white guy, and he looks at the Aborigine on the ground and he calls him, you dirty nigger. Walks by him and says, hey, what's going on, mate? And I'm darker than the Aborigine. So, but he can tell by the way I was dressed and the way I spoke that I'm American. So the nigger to him was the low life.
Poor, disenfranchised.
Right. But since I looked like I had some money or status, and I was so confused. 19 years old. I was like, how is he one and I'm not one?
Yeah.
And
you like low key, like, yep. I'm a nigga too.
And the reason why, it's like I don't feel niggerized right now. I feel like it done took my niggerdom away. Yeah. But then
niggerdom.
But then in Kazakhstan, I'm walking down the street, not a lot of black people, and some hip hop kids from the local area was like, hey, what's up, my nigga? And they literally meant it in a way of endurement, but I was like, they don't really know what they may be saying.
Because of
the perception of what
the
they
culture.
See. The culture.
Hip hop culture, I mean.
On what they see on TV.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, MSG opened my eyes to a lot of things.
Damn.
There was people that told me that they didn't know black people were real. They thought there were people dressed up as black people.
Oh, like Drake with the blackface?
Yes. No, I'm serious. They didn't know that we were real. They thought we were just characters. I was like, what? So I just became Mr. Humble ever since then. Whatever people perceive you, that's really what they perceive.
Being on MSG, how many countries have you visited?
Well, not just MSG, but total. Yeah. I've been to 46 countries.
Damn.
That's including leave and stuff.
Yeah.
Like station, like orders, like because the Marine Corps probably like 16. But yeah, a lot of countries that were through military. The longest I ever spent in one is probably, of course, Okinawa. But from Okinawa, I got to spend embedded with some Mongolian soldiers. Lived the way they lived, ate the way they ate. And we were SMPs, taught leadership and stuff like that, but humbling. So their chow hall is whatever sheep they raised. That's what I watched them. Even their butchering system is different.
Bananas, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy. And they could drink. Oh my God.
Yeah. What country got the best pussy?
That's good. That's a real good question. That's probably the best question. That's right. Hey, what you laughing about, Curtis? Dang. 46 countries, man. That's a lot of coochie.
Hey, yeah. I mean,
that's a lot of strains. That's a lot of strains. 46 countries. That's a lot of strains. You done dipped your stick in a lot of shit.
Not in everyone.
Hey,
not in everyone.
Say what you want to on this podcast. Oh, you're nasty.
See, there we go with that word perception again.
Oh God.
No,
I mean you don't got to answer, but I
no.
Want to know question.
But like I said, when we talk about pussy, it's always about how they act. Off the top of the rip, Brazil was a good one.
Cool.
Yeah, Brazil was a good one.
I give you the nod of approval.
Get that 2 finger up, like,
I understand.
Yes. Got to give a little props out to a couple of Okinawans. Yeah. Asian persuasion.
Yeah, you gotta give a nod to them too.
That nod to them too.
So I guess one advantage, one disadvantage being on MSG. Kind of want to sell, well, not really sell MSG to our listeners, but if it's any Marines or
it's you get to be, you literally get to be the poster boy or poster girl of the Marine Corps, because there's some countries that not just you're the only American they're probably gonna see, but you're the only Marine they'll probably see. And because people don't realize that some of the embassies, most of them, the consulates where they got to come and get their visas and everything, they come in and see this man or woman in a window with a gun, and that's like, oh, that's what a Marine looks like. So that's like, you are the representation. And in my case, the Marine, the American, the Black American on top of that. So, and you got to represent. You are literally the face of the Marine Corps in some countries.
damn.
So that, and the disadvantages, I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard to have disadvantages on a post like that. Like drill instructor and recruiting duty, we hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Really, the only person that can really mess up your time on an MSG post is the deck commander, who's the person in charge. They make or break a detachment, just like any boss.
Yeah,
you know, just
Y'all
like
gotta be real tight, right?
detachment. Yeah,
you should. Like even when you're going through the schools, you'll get dropped for having a different personality.
What I tell you?
Like some of those grunts who just will call female Marines split tails and all this other, you gotta go.
Split tail. I never.
Yeah.
You never heard that?
Nah.
Oh,
because
exactly. Yeah.
It took you a second. It took you a second. Yeah.
You gotta be really careful with what you say and how you act, and not just grunts, but some people, or you'll meet racists and all kind of stuff.
You'll really get to know what a person is made of when you put them in an environment where their peers can judge them.
Yes.
You'll really see how far people fall short of what the expectation is, and the expectation ain't made up.
You can't be 100%
Marine.
Nah,
because you have to be diplomatic. You can't be that intimidating person. You can't be too easy, because espionage is for real. Like one of our Marines, we had to tell him he can talk to this girl because when they did a back check on her, she was related to a spy.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like
goddamn Red Sparrow salt.
Oh, Red Skull ass. It's real out in them streets. I got chased by KGB.
What the fuck?
It's like serious.
Explain that story real quick. That's crazy.
That's what as we always start. It's always alcohol and pussy that start things off, right? Yeah. In the club, dancing with some local Kazakh girls, and some Kazakh guys didn't like it.
This is in
Kazakhstan. Yeah. In a club at Club Admiral Nelson's. I remember that place like till it was cool. And you could tell they was all business suited up. They didn't like us. They kept bumping us on the dance floor. And we just planned it off. I was like, hey man, it's time for us to go. And there's two of us that are black, so that makes it even worse. Now pulling the race card, that's just how it worked. They will straight call you to your face, you dirty American nigga. Like, damn. So we trying to go to our car.
Told that being a
We go into our car, and they come out flexing, and my other boy had a little bit too much, so he's flexing back. And he before the movie Spartan came out, kicked him in the chest. And we start going at it. So I'm throwing him in the car. We get in the car. I'm like, Misha, go. Misha, our Russian driver with the gold tooth fist right here. I'm like, Misha, go. We got our Land Cruiser. We hype. I'm out the sunroof throwing FU signs and all that kind of shit. And they're
like
chasing,
pot.
like for real. It's like, what up? And we talking shit. And we got a radio into the embassy. It's like, hey, we coming by. We need a roadblock. Because they was chasing. They was trying to like run us off the road. I'm just glad they didn't shoot. So when we got to a certain spot, cops blocked them off. And they turned around and went the other way. And we was laughing about it at the embassy, and then we went to the house and didn't tell deck commander.
You better not tell deck commander because your ass won't be on MSG duty
no
more.
Sir.
That'll be the end of that shit.
So the local the local police communicate. Yeah, you gotta have a good close bond with them, and they had our backs, boy. You mess with them Russian boys. So that was good. But like even like Brazil, when I went on leave to go to Brazil for Carnival, I almost didn't go because the detachment there. They got held at gunpoint at their house. They got robbed. Like, say they came in this house right now. It's like, get on the floor. And they went, robbed everything, left. So they had to leave the house, stay in a hotel. So,
what the fuck?
So it was an American threat. It's like,
the house is not on like a compound?
They robbed, no, it's on a compound. They got their own local guard. They jacked the guard, took his gun. and there was a new Marine just got on deck, so he's upstairs.
Didn't know what she was doing.
Yeah, so this Marine's upstairs, and he think one of the local guards was like, "Man, stop playing," and he drug him downstairs and saw the other Marines on their knees with their hands on their head.
What the fuck? Yeah.
So when you get screened on MSG, they ask you some really uncomfortable questions. How many times you masturbate? Are you into porn? Da 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 da. Because anything that someone could track on your websites, phone, whatever, they'll use it on you in the country. It's like, hey, if you don't give us this much money, or tell us some information, we're gonna put this out on you.
Oh, that you watch porn?
Yep, blackmail.
Oh,
Not
God.
just. I mean, that's just the little stuff. If you're in a debt, they'll offer you money to pay off your debt. They'll hold anything against you.
Oh God.
So you can get hostage situations, prostitution. Oh yeah, have you ever bought women before? They ask how many times, how much have you paid?
Technically, we all have in a sense.
Yeah, technically.
He's talking about like, have you ever paid for
Paid
something?
for
Not taking on a date.
Ain't no technically prostitution.
He's talking about prostitution.
Yeah, like money, pussy, bye.
Damn.
Yes. Oh, I left the country. Dominicans, Brazil, Dominican, and
Oh, you went back.
I had to go back. Had to go back.
I had to go back.
Dominicana. Yep.
Meritorious promoted out there on that.
Not for me, not on MSG. But it's a lot of possibilities of doing it out there. The competition's smaller, but it's still tight.
Yeah.
So for the most part, you got a lot of sergeants out there.
Okay, E5s. Damn.
But the quotas are out there for you to get. And like I said, it's usually like book boards because y'all all in different countries. Unless they fly you into the country where your company's at or region.
Which they ain't doing that often.
They used to, but they don't do it that often.
Yeah, that shit costs money.
So books tight, and you get promoted like that.
Same thing on recruiting, dude. I mean, shit. They're not gonna fucking fly you. They're not gonna fly the whole Eastern recruiting region to Paris Island and have fucking promotion board. They're gonna look at the books, send the books up. You're gonna get promoted in your RS. They're gonna say you the one going up.
Yep.
If your shit beat everybody else's shit, you get promoted. I mean, it's the same on all, except for down on Paris Island. Motherfuckers going on board.
Oh yeah, you're going on board.
I mean, they write this. So I mean, shit. All you doing is,
Hey, go march your platoon.
you know, shit.
Yeah, let the recruits decide.
Yeah, you know, I mean, MSG, I've always heard it was a great duty, but I ain't never want to go because I was already an MP. Like, look, I don't want to go.
It's
from
duty.
Being an MP to being an MP. I was like, I don't want to do that shit.
The job is boring. It's duty.
Right.
And one of the good things that I just heard they took away was it was in the order you will at least have one party or function, as we called it, because that's how you made your money for the Marine Corps ball.
Right.
So literally every Marine house, say it's a Marine house, if there was a basement or another room, there was a bar, at least a bar, and then they had dance floor DJ equipment. And you can have happy hour, welcome Sergeant such and such to the new detachment, and you sell alcohol, and just like it was a club. There was a Marine that was in charge of managing all that. And that's where you can, you invite one guest over, and then you invite them over again, try to get their information, so the secret squirrels can run their information, make sure they're not nobody. So we would have blast parties at our house.
Dang.
All the change. I'm talking about, we had fireworks, and it was a good time. But now they're not allowed to. I don't know for what reason. But
So coming off of it, did you want to go back as a deck commander?
I did at one point. They tried to have me go back as an instructor, but I wanted to do, trying to follow the roadmap. Want to get back into the field for a while.
I'll go back to the fleet.
Yep. And I did try to go back as a deck commander right before I came. That's the reason why I'm here now.
Uh-oh.
But what's that stuff called? Age. Yeah. My knees wasn't keeping up with them little fast rapids no more. and the time I was going, I was all stressed out. So I got administratively dropped. So I tried to go back out as a deck commander. I had a plan. Get my clearance back to top secret or higher. Finish it out there on the duty. Go back to VADC with the clearance. Hopefully bring some exotic wife back and be good. But it is what it is.
Damn.
And I'm here in Smallbany. So that was my last hope of trying to excel with the promotion to do the SDA as a staff NCO, because it's totally different when you just do it as a Marine, which a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah.
So I did my MSG life as corporal for this much and a sergeant. Heck, I even got NJP on MSG.
Oh shit.
As a sergeant,
Uh-huh.
which was so bullcrap, and still got promoted to staff sergeant. So I didn't think I was gonna make it to staff sergeant.
Damn.
And now my first try, because the way the fitness report was written and the RO who like took up for. Remember I said the deck commander could make or break it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my deck commander was breaking everything. He was jealous of the Marines. He hated. He had his wife, but he hated. We had so much girls. He was a mess. I'm gonna go into details, but he was the morale. He was horrible.
Killer.
On instead of coming to the airport with me to watch me fly out, he did something else. Stayed at home. I'm not gloating the story, but he stayed home, and I guess they were casing his house. So some Kazakhs poisoned his dogs, killed him, broke in his house, robbed him and his wife at gunpoint, and beat them to the point they broke a couple of fingers and bones and stuff. And I found out when I landed, it's like, and I was so mad when I was like, see, if you would have came and saw his Marine off, that wouldn't have happened. He would have had 2 dead dogs. He had to get pins in his fingers and then get evacuated and everything.
Like, why him? Is it just because he was American?
He was a black American, and he refused to live in a community where all the other Americans were at. He chose some house outside the area.
Oh, shit.
So I mean, I guess when they say OPSEC, I've witnessed it firsthand. Getting chased, watching us get followed. I mean, in some countries, you just stick out as a 5'11", really dark black dude that sounds American or whatever accent I could.
Yeah, when the whole country fucking a shade of rusty white. I mean, damn.
He said a rusty white.
And I didn't look like the Africans that were there for school.
Right, because they super dark.
Yep, and they just have a different culture, swag, everything.
Damn.
So sometimes I would play African sometimes just to get out of situations.
He's an action for the Black Panther.
Yeah, I am not an American.
Okay, since you at the end of your career, I'm gonna ask you this question. And a lot of people don't. It's an uncomfortable question. What's your biggest regret?
The biggest regret. There's 2. Oops. Regret is making the decision that stuck me at staff sergeant. Most likely did. And you was talking about at the beginning when you gave a shout out to Crown Royal, and I was making the decision to drink and drive. Mm-hmm. And the other regret is not looking into changing services when I knew that I was probably going to get promoted no more because of that pride and that institutionalized. I love the Marine Corps. Because guess what? A E6 in the Marine Corps gets paid the same as an E6 in the Army.
Pride don't pay the bills, baby.
It doesn't. But and that's what says that choice. And I'll talk crap about the Marine Corps, but I still love the brotherhood of it. Yeah. But the system doesn't love you. Just like I said, I just watch on duty. I watched that movie Transcend. I'm not going to tangent, but the system is a system. There was the institute without the Marines is just an institution. Mm-hmm. So and unfortunately, since Marines are people and people have their backgrounds, whether they're racist or atheist, whatever it is, they're all different. So me and you may not agree on something. So anytime I bring up a certain topic, you're like, no, you don't even like Crown Royal, so I'm not going to invite you to drink. Yeah. I'm not going to bring you in. I'm not going to bring on the podcast because such and such. Yeah. And so people's like, oh, it's just business. It's not personal. It's always personal. Yep. Because we're always people.
Because it's somebody that's making a decision.
Exactly. So, and the reason why I say I regret that, I made a decision to drink and drive, right? And I was actually the DD.
Designated drunk
driver. And when I say I was a goody, when I was a DD, I was always a DD. The peer pressure of my friends, like, man, just have one. You know you're going to dance it off anyway, which I usually do. Mm. And the one drink, Long Island iced tea.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I just got it, and I didn't get a chance to dance it off because they were so fucked up. They're throwing up, and then the bodyguard said, or the security said, hey, you got to take your boy and your girl out. I was like, all right. So it's like a video game. I'm looking at the car, the taxi. The car, the taxi. Made a decision to get back in the car. I drove there. Yeah. And it just the same route on 17 to go to Cherry Point. Like, shoot. And what hurts is that because at that time I had just got promoted to staff sergeant. I had just got accepted to the Boost program, which don't exist no more, but it's a commissioning program.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I was about to be a captain or about to go off to officer school. 25, 26 years old. Yeah, 26 years old, get ready to go. So that all got changed from that moment.
Damn.
Till this day, still drink Long Island iced teas. Yeah. Still make decisions to drink or drive, whether I say I'm good or not, and still learn how to preach that. And it's like, how can you do that? You're a hypocrite. No, I made a decision. Every time I make a decision.
Yeah.
So I'm just teaching people to stop saying, "Oh, I made a decision" versus a mistake. A mistake is you didn't see that and you knocked that glass over.
Right.
The decision, I just
Right.
took this thing and threw it in your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once I got over that, like, oh, I stopped blaming everybody else for my decision, and I kept doing everything I needed to do to try to get promoted. But the institution says if you do something wrong,
They hold it against you forever.
You are not better than the person that didn't do anything wrong.
They hold it against you
Because
forever. The Marine
you
Corps
said-
is horrible.
Yep. And then Jones said a good thing, like, hey, they gonna look at the books. Like, y'all got to know me personally. So number one, me telling a story to Marines, be like, okay, you're a bigger person than someone that'll just hold it back. Like, oh, why you didn't get promoted to gunny? I'll tell you why. But my books say he drunk and drive. He broke the law. Regardless of that, he stays in the barracks with a Marine that's trying to commit suicide or leaves his house, whatever. All boards see and the institution sees is what you did, what's on paper. I won't say what you did wrong.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, like any business, we suck at praising and saying the good things people do. But as soon as you do the bad thing, it's documented.
Yeah.
So as far as the answer to the question, the regret is to not make of course, I don't regret it. I don't. I take that back. There's none. I regret that I didn't get to see the full potential if I could even made it to be an officer.
Yeah.
And the whole everything happens for a reason thing. If I would have been a come officer, and I don't know if you're familiar with it, you don't get re-enlisted. It's career designation.
Right.
So
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I could
That's
have
why
made
you can
it.
resign anytime you want to.
Yeah, you can resign, but they could be like, you know what? Thanks a lot. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
Yeah,
so
I
when
told you.
so when Jones tells me, and then when I met
I
him,
know I gotta make it dramatic for the podcast.
yeah. and everyone that says, like, when you're retired, there's no rank, but it's hard to tell as someone that still trying to chase it after being passed over 8-7 times.
Damn.
You know,
Hey,
like,
I still got you.
yeah, you know,
5'11".
no,
Damn.
yeah. So yeah,
Well,
this last board was my.
Like 8. Really.
So
'cause
I
the
got
first three
passed
don't
over
count.
9 times.
Yeah.
I am a staff sergeant for 12 and a half years when I retired. You know, so I've been a rank for more than some Marines been
Half
in the
your
Marine
career.
Corps.
Yep.
So a pride. So talk about
You swallow that shit.
Well,
after-
I might as well be a
after
porn star.
After
Rex.
P3, you swallow that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
you know. But everyone know my personality. Oh, you got this one. This is your year. Things that they don't know, they can't control. So that pride and all that motivation kept me like, man, I can't go to the Army. Yes, I could have. I could have been a warrant officer if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Our pride and leadership is above reproach when it comes to other services. But I chose to do that. So that's the only regret as far as not. I limited myself to being a gunnery sergeant instead of being a better person. I let myself become the Marine instead of the Marine being the person I am.
Yeah. Now I got 2 questions. Well, I don't know if I get.
Go ahead.
At what point did you kind of realize? Because you said you got passed over about like 7 or 8 times or whatnot. So being passed over, Jones, can you explain that? What a pass over means?
basically what it is every year,
Y'all little experts in that.
every year they have what they call a board for the next rank. So gunnery sergeant board just let out, or the staff sergeant board. No, this gunnery sergeant board just let out. Staff sergeant board it's about to convene, or it's convened already. When the board comes out, it says either you gonna get promoted or you got to pass over. If your name's not on the list, basically you know you got passed over. There are three zones. You either in the below zone, which is mean you haven't been at your rank long enough to get considered for promotion. You're in zone, which means you should be considered for promotion, or you're above zone, which means you've been passed over at least once, or twice, or 3 times, or 4 times, or whatever the case may be.
Or 8.
Or 8 or 9 times, depending
9.
on who you are. Me and Rich B.
That's right.
So, at some point, like he did, I had to do the same thing. You come to the realization that you're not gonna get promoted because the Marine Corps is an institution that does not forgive. They don't even forget. You make one mistake in the Marine Corps, you might as well just go. You might as well just go. Honestly, and I hate to say this on a podcast when people are gonna listen. If you make a mistake in the Marine Corps as a young Marine, you might as well go ahead and either switch services or just get the hell out because they're not gonna forget it. It's gonna be on your record forever.
And not just that, it make the political correct. You're making
Right.
you're less competitive compared to the person that didn't mess up.
Yeah.
And that is the way.
And you can do 300 PFT, 300 CFT, expert rifle, expert pistol, do all your MCIs, do after work education, get a degree, get 2 degrees. It's not going to make a difference. You're still not going to be better than the person that never got in trouble.
That's crazy. So Bailey, at what point, what number passed over you was like, man, fuck it, I don't got this.
I think it was maybe number 5 or 6. because that was the year I did everything I could. I finally got a personal award in grade, meaning as a staff sergeant after X amount of years from a reservist unit that I only worked for 2 weeks in Dominican Republic.
Oh,
so that's like, wow, that shows me like it matters who you with. And then right there and then when I got passed over, they had just started doing something called I can't remember the name, Jones, but if you didn't get selected, they're seeing if they'll keep you in the Marine Corps, and I was in that first batch.
Yeah, it's a damn. What was that program called? I can't remember what it was called, but they was kicking motherfuckers out.
Yeah,
Fuck
so,
all that
yeah,
other bullshit.
so
They was kicking you out.
So it was 2 boards. It's like if you get promoted, it's like if you're worth staying in, and if you're committed and tell you that you're on the list, you were good. But so I knew I was getting out because I had got so many P's, but I was wrong. So purpose or whatever, and I kept re-enlisting, So I knew it was gonna happen, but then I was like, you know what? Let me stop working for it and just let things happen. If it happens, it happens.
yeah.
And that helped me get to where I am now, just accepting one of my favorite and worst words, accept that I'm going to retire as a staff sergeant.
Yeah.
And that I ain't gonna lie, man, it's hard to swallow. Like, apparently sergeant and gunny are the best, ranks to be in the Marine Corps. That's a lot of people say.
Shit, mine was Lance. Mine was a Lance E3.
Man, I made it. I just made it do what it did at staff sergeant. I mean, shit, I was never, like I said, I was never that Marine. I'm never going to be on no poster. I never was going to be, that must be, you look at, oh yeah, he the one. I ain't built that way because I ain't built for bullshit. I can see through bullshit too quick.
I'm a chameleon, so I was that guy, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna be that guy." I got Marines that's out and out mad, like, "What's wrong with the Marine Corps? Why they not promoting you?" It's 21 people every year. What's 21 times 9? A lot of people.
Yeah. And it's crazy because it's like, I guess, because I'm the youngest one here, so it's like just always hearing stories like you ain't a true Marine if you ain't get NJP.
That's over with.
Goddamn.
Oh yeah, them days is long gone.
That was probably around
anybody could come
that
back.
was when I first came in 95, 96 time frame. They used to tell that story, that bullshit story.
2008, 2010, we really got stickler on.
I'm gonna tell you when it really got bad, when they started fucking promoting people just for being in combat. Just because you went to Afghanistan or Iraq and you came back and you ain't killed nobody and ain't nobody get killed, or maybe you lost one Marine and you got a couple of awards and shit. Now all of a sudden you rate to be promoted because you went to combat, and that's the problem with any branch of service that goes to war. You start promoting people based off what they did in one small time frame, not over their whole career or over a whole 2 or 3 years. They went to Iraq 6 months, they did some good shit. Let's promote them. Okay, that's all fine and dandy, but that don't make them a good leader.
Exactly. It doesn't. There's one thing, if I had to change the whole thing called fitness reports, there's a character on there, but is a character on there? I don't think it's not. I don't think it, and then that's one of the things. Like, no, it's not. So however you want to put it, character / passion. So if it was up to Marines that served under my charge, I would have been promoted because all boards are book boards, picture and papers of stats. Oh,
3 minutes.
He did this. Yep.
3
and
minutes.
you get 3 minutes. So
3 minutes.
So
3 minutes.
to jeopardize. I mean, not jeopardize to go over your whole fucking career to be like, oh, I think they rate or they don't rate. The next
everybody
rank.
can see when the person's briefing you. Everybody can see it. They got a screen in front of them. They can see it.
Yeah.
So they know you ain't got no NJPs. You ain't got this. You ain't got that. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. And they go from there.
And unfortunately, not unfortunately, they also look at certain things worse than like child abuse or domestic violence and
Drinking and
DUI
driving.
are kind of in that same like you gotta save President Trump or his kids to get out of that hole.
Damn, that's crazy. And the reason why I find it crazy because, like I was saying earlier, like, back in the day, I always hear like. You could come back from an NJP. You could come back from drinking and driving.
Yep, sergeant majors.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, if you kind of do the math on that. So back in the day, some of these like math songs, these higher ups were in that realm of junior Marines. So I was like, okay, you once played in the Devil's Playground. Now you're a gatekeeper saying that nobody could come in.
Put it this way, okay? So back then they drank Gatorade.
Yeah.
The new drink is vitamin water.
Yeah. A little Gatorade here and there.
Yeah. See? Yeah. But nobody wanted to drink it no more. Or let's say like back in the day it was Nintendo. Yeah. Everybody got an Xbox now. So they ain't nobody playing Nintendo no more. The new thing is Xbox. And the Xbox is very specific.
Yeah. Got it. That's crazy.
This is how it is, man. So it's like, the regrets, and it sounds so, but the regrets are, I kind of try to not have regrets no more. Because if things would have went different, we'll play that whole, butterfly,
the what if
game. I wouldn't be here saying this to you. That would stop you and all this other stuff from doing whatever you're doing. So I just accepted that I wasn't meant to be promoted to gunnery sergeant. Does that make me less than anybody that's a gunnery sergeant? Hell to the no.
Yeah.
I know that my character is I'll say this confidently, is better than a lot of Marines I know.
Correct.
Period. So that's why I say character is something that people can't. It's hard to put on a fitness report, because it's so personal to judge that.
Yeah.
Someone's character.
With
But that's what the Marine, poster is the character of a Marine, but we don't use that as a promotion thing.
So, I guess kind of like how did you balance like being yourself and not becoming institutionalized?
That is a good question, because I didn't. I did it. I remember at my re-enlistment, there was 3 things you should balance: your career, your family, and yourself, in no particular order. And I was good at taking care of the career and the family, even when I was just my wife, now my ex-wife. But I sucked at taking care of myself. So I used to wear 2 rings: my wedding ring on one hand and the Marine Corps ring on the other. So if one was bad, I hold on to the cliff with one, and vice versa. When both of them are broke, done, I don't got my own self to hold myself up. I'm in the pits, depressed, thinking about suicide. So balance all 3, but people don't want to agree. But you have to come first. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of the Marines, and you can't take care of your family.
Ain't nothing else gonna matter.
That's it. So the Marine Corps, a lot of people, leadership in the Marine Corps say, take care of the Marines and the Marine Corps will take care of you.
That's
wrong.
bullshit.
The institution will always take care of itself as long as it has funding to it. That's it. You are expendable. I'm expendable. Just if you want to say back in the day, go to the musket shooting. The first person that got shot, move him out of the way. He did. Next up, move.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be the only staff sergeant barely in the world. Like,
look,
individually, that's it.
If you put it in perspective like this, think about this. We've been in. When they read that damn General Legierne's message at the birthday ball, at that point they were like, we've been in combat 100 and whatever years out of our whatever years of existence. Think about how many people have died in all that combat that we have been in. Has the Marine Corps ever stopped being a Marine Corps? That show you that people that are in the Marine Corps ain't that important. It's always going to be somebody dumb enough to want to hold a gun and step in front of a bullet. Always. Even after we gone, it's going to be a young motherfucker that's going to be like, oh, I want to be a Marine. I want to be in the Army. I want to be in the Air Force. I want to be in the Navy. It's always because some people, you either do it because it's a family tradition, do it because you need a job, you do it because you think, oh, well, maybe I can kill somebody eventually one day while I'm in one of these branches of service.
Oh, met those.
Or you do it because you have no other options left.
Or your recruiter swindled you.
And a recruiter never swindles anybody.
Always have my recruiter
never swindles anybody. People let themselves hear what they want to hear. The recruiter tell you what's going to happen. You hear what you want to hear.
And a lot of people don't accept that not everyone's meant to be a career Marine
or
even a Marine.
Not at all.
So I did the career. The things. It's not that I wasn't good enough to be a gunny. Things that have happened made it harder for me to get there. And it's time and place, and it's a lot. It's a lot of factors into it.
I mean, we all end up in this place at this time for a reason. We don't know what it is at this moment, but it's for a reason. None of us have ended up in Albany, in Small Albany, Georgia, for other than the purpose that we're here now. Somebody gonna listen to this podcast and be like, "Hey, them motherfuckers telling the truth." It is the truth. It's our truth. It ain't gonna work for everybody or for their situation, but at the end of the day, you always got to do what's best for you.
Correct. And
that's coming from somebody that's spent 20 years in. You almost got 20 years in. You got what, 10?
10 left, yeah.
Yep.
So you got to do what's best for you. When the shoe stops fitting, take that motherfucker off.
And that's the problem with me. I kept wearing the shoe that wasn't fitting no more. Because it didn't fit for me. My balance was off. But me wearing this shoe, I knew I was doing something good for the Marines around me. My gift, as you will, is to influence and mentor and all that stuff. To the things that they haven't gone through yet, just give them an insight. Hey, I was a staff sergeant when this happened. So when you get caught, this is what's going to happen. So that way they can, at least when they get caught, be like, damn, you did tell me that. And they'll just roll the same type of leadership skills. Or the ones that listen be like, I'm glad you told me they had a roadblock the other day. So I'm a total selfless person, which hurts me every day. And no offense to this. Like right now, I'm taking the time, not wasting, taking the time to be here when I could, this whole hour or whatever time, I could be doing something for myself. I've accepted I don't operate for myself. I just don't. Trying to be selfish.
Now,
I just don't know how to do
I'm
it.
going to go ahead and put this out there in the only way I know how. What did I tell you a year ago?
Take care of me.
What did I told you. The Marine Corps don't give a shit about you. I told you they're gonna get the butter from the duck up until your last fucking day.
The last day.
They're gonna get the butter from the duck until you fucking reach day 9, 16:30. They're gonna try to work the living shit out of you because that's just the way the Marine Corps is.
That's how today went. Today went like that. I'm like, I don't even work here. Hey, can you do these taskers? Yeah.
Because they fear the possibility of somebody else doing it and not doing it as well.
Correct. You can,
but still don't want to promote.
Exactly. Like when I say, if I would have gotten promoted to gunny or captain, all that stuff, I would have got out of the Marine Corps worst. Well, not worst, less knowledgeable of what the real world is like.
Right.
Or other things that can happen to me. So I've always been kind of not naive, but always things have been worked out for me, or I didn't have to deal with the adversities. It took me years to accept that, oh crap, I'm never gonna get promoted.
Yeah.
So if I didn't have those and everything worked out perfect, when God forbid if I would have had a family and I lost a child, I would lose it. You know, just by not having those small things of other adversities happen.
Yeah.
Getting a car accident, okay, I got a car accident, I'm alive. Or not meeting people in combat that lost, or friends that lost kids, and like wait, you lost a whole child. It makes you balance your empathy and all other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Marine Corps does well at giving you the tools to function in your particular job or in a particular situation.
Comfort
but
zone.
It does not give you any tools to deal with the emotional shit that comes behind it.
Zero.
Yeah. It's like we're famous for you got mourn and move on.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that is you can't mourn and move on.
No. Yeah.
There's no such thing as mourn and move on. The
that,
shit is always there, and until you deal with it, it's always going to be right
you can
there
move
like
forward,
this.
but there's no moving on because
Yeah.
it's not like Men
Mission
in Black.
first.
It's not like in Men in Black you have a neuralizer and this never happened.
Yeah.
Every time I sip a Long Island,
Yep.
I look
You're gonna
at
think about it.
I swallow a gunny sergeant rank.
Damn.
It's that's never gonna go away. I'm like I could have been saluting. I could have been writing finish reports, but I probably would have sucked at it and probably got fired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now at least I'll have a little pension, the VA coming.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to feel like that, like, man, I fucked up. But I know me, and my mouth on the right day with the wrong motherfucker was a lethal weapon. I'm telling you. And it right around sergeant. Not when I was a private, PFC, Lance Corporal. I was real fucking, I ain't say nothing. As soon as I picked up sergeant, that was it. It's like, look, now the goddamn ground kind of level. Now I'm going to start saying what I got to say. Yeah. Because all these days of you telling me what to do and me just doing it, them days over with. So, I just know that I've been out 3 years. It was 3 years, June 1st. Wow. And the Marine Corps still in me. Oh, yeah. It ain't going nowhere. Mm-hmm. It's slowly starting to subside, but it's probably gonna be. If I spend 20 years, and it's gonna take at least 10 for it to be all the way out. Because that's think about a relationship. They say it takes half the relationship. If you spent 5 years in a relationship, it takes 2.5 years to really get over a person.
Oh yeah.
So think about a Marine Corps. The Marine Corps it was a 20-year relationship. It's gonna take 10 years to really get it out of your system.
Part of your life.
That's 20 years. That's a damn.
This is a lifetime.
Shit. That's like they say, a career. That's a whole lifetime.
It's a whole lifetime.
That's what a jail sentence used to be for life. 20 years.
Yeah.
It ain't that way no more. Now it's life for real. But
life. Damn. So okay, you're retiring soon or whatnot.
August 10th.
Yeah, boy.
Turn up day.
Turn up. Do you feel as though you have a plan? You know.
That's part of this. It sounds going to sound crazy. Even Jones going to hate this. I don't want to have a plan.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. And the reason why I'm not. I mean, if I had a, it sounds.
I hate that. He don't got no kids. If I had other responsibilities.
If I had $1 every time I heard that, I really wouldn't have to have a plan because I'd be rich.
Yeah.
Because everyone because that's what the Marine Corps does. We plan what's next. What's next?
No, that's what you've heard every time you thought about getting out of the Marine Corps. Well, what's your plan if you get out?
Exactly.
What's your plan if you get out? What's your plan if you get out? So they scare you into having a plan. Just in case you get out.
Just in case you
Even
get
at your 4 years, your 8 years, your 12 years, 16 years, they scare you into like, if you don't have a plan, you're going to be a failure.
And here's what is a double barrel shotgun is now. It's like, what is your plan when you get out? And that's like, it's not if. Now I'm getting out. That's a fact.
Definite.
So having all these life skills and skills that I have not looked on paper, It's a fear. Marines are the most fearful people on the planet. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Because we're so damn cocky, we don't accept things.
We're confident, not cocky.
Both sometimes.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know what I want to do because we're so used to doing everything. We can, our mindset is we can do everything. So and then now I have to do something for money where we served. For us, we just do a job. We just haven't get paid. Yeah. Now I have to actually do something and be good at it to not get fired and to actually get the money. That is a total different lifestyle.
But also, you're only using like one skill set.
Or are we?
But let me give you a tidbit of advice about getting out and getting a job wherever you go. Dealing with civilians is going to be the hardest thing you will ever do in your life. It is something about people that have never served, especially because you don't want to work on base. You already said that. For people that have never served, the simple things that matter to you won't matter to them.
They don't get it. I've witnessed it today.
It's just like, holy shit.
There's a mass sergeant that we talk to each other differently. Whereas to them, we probably talk at them and they take offense. My personality, I'm gonna have no problem switching at it. I can see when probably Jones got out, he just talking at a person. Like, who are you talking to? Just do what I said. You know,
God damn it,
just do it. And I watched a mass sergeant do that to a civilian contractor today, and I had to stand witness because I told this mass sergeant about it before. It's like I just need you to be a witness, and I'm gonna tell that person like, yeah, you have to stop talking at civilians. It's not the same way.
Oh yeah,
let's bring it down to layman's term for some people. That's like trying to take someone that grew up in Bronx, New York, and then move them in with a family in China. It's a culture difference. Mm-hmm. It's just totally, we eat food, but we eat different food. We live in a house, a different type of house, different kind of rules, take off your shoes. It's just, I have to do that within days, months. That's why it's like, I don't have a plan. My plan is to like learn how to be Richard. And you say Richard again. Richard, when he was 18 is a totally different person than whoever he is now.
Yeah.
Richard when he was 18 was like, from the picture I saw online, about 45 pounds lighter. Little ass face and shit.
Baby face like, I didn't know it. Shit, I said he was a virgin. 46 countries later, far from it.
Oh yeah.
So it's just life experience. So but I dedicated myself to the Marines and the Marine Corps, and now half of that's gone. The institution's gonna be gone. Marines are gonna be around, but they're not my responsibility anymore. Yeah. I gotta learn how to be responsible for myself, which is foreign.
Is it scary? Or?
Hell yeah, I'm terrified every damn day.
And the funny thing is, he can tell you exactly how many days he got left. He don't have a plan because he don't want to have a plan, but he's scared.
Yeah, and that sounds idiotic, don't it?
That sounds crazy as shit to not have a plan, but he's scared of not having a plan.
Well, yeah, because it's like, okay, at your level, we'll just go from your level in the Junior Marine, right? So, I'm not sure if you do this, but I know most higher listed when they're talking to Junior Marines and Junior Marines talking about getting out. First question is, well, do you have a plan?
True,
but then now it's switched.
Mine's more personal. This is like deep, like psychiatrists tell personal. Yeah. It's the word fail or failure, and the thing is, in the Marine Corps, when you get passed over, we actually say you failed selection. Like if you took a test, you failed selection. So I failed selection 9 times, but I did bust my hump, ass, whatever, and try to get there, and I still failed. So I feel like a failure. I was married once. That marriage failed. I feel like a failure. So everything I would touch would fail. I put so much passion in certain Marines, not knowing that there was just going to be a shitbird from the beginning, but I could fix them. I could do this.
Yeah, man.
Then they mess up. I fail to lead that Marine. When I'm standing in JP, hey, Staff Sergeant, why are you a Marine over here drinking and driving? You failed to lead them. And it starts to become like a brainwash. So I'm saying, like, I feel like I'm getting out as a failure because I just was a Staff Sergeant.
That retirement, though.
Yeah. and I hear it's like, ooh, but it's like 20 years and I only made it this far. And then I get checked by, people that retire. It's like, what you trying to say about me? I'm looking at success right here. What's up?
You heard me?
What'd you say?
I say I can't express that feeling for you. Me personally, I don't think you should feel that way. And the reason behind it is because I've been listening to the whole thing, and the whole thing I've been thinking about is really you and Jones. Because I know I'm in that seat right now, where you guys have been, and like to hear you say that, like it pisses me off because I don't see you as a failure. I don't see Jones as a failure. I feel like the Marine Corps fucked up.
True, and that's. I agree with you, man, and that's I know that we're not failures, but it's like I said, it's that feeling. Like that's what I'm trying to like turn off. Like I'm sitting in I'm not sitting in a failure house. I'm not looking at my friend who has failure cars, and it's not about the materialistic things. He's raised people, you know. You got a whole family, so it's just the personal thing.
Team. You got a basketball.
Yeah, you got a basketball team. You know,
I can't talk. I got a volleyball team.
Right. So it's just like for me, like I said, I'm not. And yeah, for me saying that about myself, it does. I understand why you're saying that, but like my intentions was to be, you know, an officer or a gunny and have a family, and I'm getting out 20 years later, no education. I hate that. No degrees. I got plenty of damn education, but no degrees, no family, blah blah blah. So I have to go back. So I got to change my word from failure to accepting. This is who I am. I'm not supposed to be that person now. I'm not supposed to have the degrees.
But you
now.
got to stop. It's hard. I know it's hard to do. You got to stop putting up this fake ball of pressure on yourself to say that I should have been able to do all these things. Because it's not, it wasn't meant to. Believe me, dog, you ain't the only person that I did it to myself too. Because every year when that war come around, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to get it this year.
Yeah.
I ran a fucking 285 PFT. I got a goddamn cream, black, purple belt. Goddamn.
I'm a Ninja Turtle.
Hot rifle. I shot expert rifle, expert pistol. I goddamn. I fucking trained fucking 300 Marines. I had to do so. I mean, I did all this shit. I had to manage a budget of $2 million. I did all this shit that looked good on paper. But to the people that's looking at the board, it's another motherfucker that ain't never been in trouble. Never got NJP.
And he has a better potential.
And looking at him and going, well, you know what? He got 10 years to be a gunny versus his 5.
On that same note, like I said, I'm sitting back and listening to you two. Like, I think I'm at the point where I'm at because I got people. I've been mentored and talked to people like you two, and then I've had Marines under me, you know, like Trouble, that actually kind of brung me all the way around.
Right.
And you two, like Jones, I know the Marine Corps messed up because when me and you started talking, like just like on this podcast, I know whenever we get on this podcast, Jones' knowledge is like incredible. So I know Marines and people flock to him for knowledge. When I met Bailey, like just his demeanor, like his overall, his personality, like it attracts people to him. So I know you've touched Marines to the point where they've grown from that. And I like you talked about earlier, I know the Marine Corps fucks up and, you know, they're kind of like their own demise is because they get rid of Marines just like that. Like, I get it, you messed up, you went through some things, but you know, it's just like real world situation. What did that man, not that Marine, what did that man do after the fact? You know, what was his bounce back like? Like none of that's recorded, none of that's displayed. Like, shit, I didn't know you've been in trouble, but to hear your story, then meet the person I met, I'm like, damn, this dude, you know, shit, he probably should have been a master, not a damn gunny.
Yeah, and I kind of find it crazy now just listening to everybody's thing, and it's like, on the border people, I don't know what's going through their head, or, you know, I'm pretty sure this is coming from an officer of how they conduct boards, but I'm like, yo, I'd rather have somebody that went through something than have somebody that was just perfect the whole time, because that person that's perfect the whole time, they got much, much deeper skeletons in their closet.
Have you ever?
They lack the experience,
and they don't got nothing to learn.
I'm gonna give you a prime example of a person that, and I know if his mask on, I ain't gonna say his name because he out of the Marine Corps now. He retired and everything. But we was at Quantico. We had an incident where some kind of way somebody shot a gun. I don't know how. I don't know the whole story. I just know for a fact that the gun got shot on a post, and this mask on covered it up. He broke like 4 or 5 Marine Corps orders. One, he had ammunition that belonged to the government in his personal quarters. He used that ammunition to replace the bullet that was shot. When it came for the investigation, he lied about it. False official statement. So you already had 3 things, right?
Yep.
They came back again and started interviewing the Marines. And the Marines, some Marines didn't snitch. Some Marines were like, yo, I got masks on back no matter what. We good, we golden.
I'm riding for him.
Yeah.
I'm riding for this motherfucker. So when he went down, not only did he go down, but he took like 6 or 7 junior Marines with him.
Damn.
But the fucked up part is, because he had never been in trouble before in his career, he didn't know how to handle it. He didn't know, he was fucking suicidal. They put his motherfucker on suicide watch. Because he had never, until the master saw 22, 23 years in the Marine Corps, this was his first time ever getting in trouble. Instead of doing the right thing, which was hanging the Marine out to dry and saying, hey, you fired that gun, you got to fucking stand tall for that shit. He tried to help him out because it was his boy. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got no difference between hooking the motherfucker up and putting yourself in detriment.
Like, look, though, you're going to have to take this L.
Yeah, you got to take that L on your own.
So, sometimes taking care of them is letting them hold accountable.
Yeah. Like, yo, I speak about you at the hearing at
NJP,
NJP. Right. Make sure it sway a different way. Well, hopefully it can sway a different way. But
you don't put your own ass on the line for somebody that wouldn't be willing to do the same thing for you.
Yeah. That is the truth.
He was suicidal. They had to put this motherfucker on suicide. They had to put him in Lejeune on the 4th floor. Had to put him in the fucking med ward, in the little psych ward for a couple of days. Calm his ass down because he was suicidal.
Never dealt with that.
He never had no. See, when you grow up, and you said you ain't grow up in a harsh environment,
right?
But I grew up in a harsh environment, so getting in trouble was like, okay, shit.
And
I was mad. I got mad. I got NJP. I was like, all right, man, fuck this. I'm NJP. I'm gonna go out here and recruit some more motherfuckers and be done with this bullshit. Yeah, but it was so many other factors, and the whole story could be a goddamn Tyler Perry movie. There was so many other fucking factors that played into it that caused your career to go the way it goes. I mean, you said you was married, I was married. But the difference between my marriage and your marriage is my wife left me in the middle of recruiting duty.
Damn.
And you know what you can't be on recruiting duty? A single parent.
Right.
Can't do it by Marine Corps order. You can't be a single parent. Oh, and I had 3 girls, and they was all school age. So I had to leave. I got let go for the good of the service. And people was like, why don't you go back on recruiting duty and fucking, man, fuck you and fuck that. I know what that shit about. Yeah. Why would I go back to some shit that's like going through buds twice. I ain't doing that shit. Who go back through hell twice? Nobody.
Again, that's what bothers me too. Like I said, I keep coming to a point where to be poking at the Marine Corps, but it's like a failed system. Like, okay, you're a single father on recruit. You already there.
This the kicker. I only had 6 months left.
That's see.
So why we can't work with that? That's my thing. That would have been a big thing in the Marine Corps. Like, yo, this Marine's already been in the fight for 2.5 years. What sense did that make to relieve him, send him back, and he already here?
And I was successful.
That's where.
Let's help him. Like he been helping us. I know he ain't writing zeros. He putting in bodies. So it's just backwards to me sometimes. Like how that.
That's why I always said I say troop welfare first, then mission accomplishment. Because without freaking troops, you ain't gonna finish the damn mission.
What the Air Force does.
Yeah, I'm about to say
the Air Force takes care of their people first.
You take care of somebody.
Then they worry about the mission, but because they take care of their people, the mission always gets accomplished.
Exactly.
When your employees are happy, your employees will work for you. That's all we really are in a big scheme of things. Yeah, we sign a contract, but all we are when the sun sets at the end of the day, we're employees. We work for the government. Mm-hmm. We just have to have people that have rank above us or below us that we're responsible for or responsible to.
That's crazy.
It's rough, man.
Yeah, it is rough. I got one more question. What's out of your 20 years? What's I got 2 questions actually. Out of 20 years, what do you think the Marine Corps should change? Oof. One thing the Marine Corps could change. And I ain't talking about extended lunch breaks or like something
lunch
like
break long enough as it is. Yeah. Get an hour and a half. Goddamn.
But yeah, like something that'd be beneficial. Something that's very beneficial.
That's a broad question, but let me think.
Mine is haircuts, but
this guy.
What's the problem with the head? You know you can have 3 inches of hair on your head.
Huh?
But perception
gradually
even all around. I just want to even. That's it.
You just want an afro.
I don't want an afro. I don't want no fade.
You want to grow daylight.
I want an even Steven.
Doom, doom, doom. Something. Well, I guess I'll just attach to what I said. It could be so big, but to change the culture of putting the Marines first, from little things. Nothing's little, but from things like, hey, Marine, are you hurt? Yeah, but I got it. I'll suck it up. No, go to medical. So we our culture teaches that if you go to medical, you're weak. I
think it changed now.
No, the culture. Some people, like 1 or 2 leaders, don't count.
The thing about that is, my opinion on it is that'll never change because there's only certain people that actually stand up for that. Like again, the type of person that I feel like myself, Jones, and Bailey are the type of staff and seal that actually pushes that. Hey, Marine, you're hurt. Take it as a medical. When you get rid of that, then you get people that come in and they're like, you hurt. I don't give like the culture will ever change because the people that support it are pretty much getting tossed to the side.
Yeah, because now, so you tell the PFC to suck it up, and now they get Limdu as a sergeant, and they have to get out because they didn't. I mean, you saw the 61 cc's of fluid get taken out of my knee because I sucked it up since track. You know, I didn't get my surgery till 15 years later after my situation, and kept trying to suck it up, trying to run an MSG school. Like, what am I doing? Like, you don't get faster as you get older. That's just physics.
Yeah.
You know, so I think our if I could change it, the culture of our mentality of taking care of our Marines first, and then the other part, you said two things, would be putting the right person, not the right Marine, the right person in the right position to do the job.
Not just because they got rank on their collar.
Yes.
Everybody that has rank is not right for every job in the Marine Corps.
And because, like, I could get picky, but there's some staff sergeants that are doing master sergeant's jobs but getting paid as a staff sergeant, and the master sergeants are doing nothing.
Yeah.
So that word accountability becomes very hypocritical.
Yeah, but even with that, sometimes that just burn you out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
trust me.
That's why the master sergeant is the way he is, because when he was a staff sergeant, guess what he was doing?
Getting
the
bread.
master sergeant's job.
I had to do it, so you got to do it.
I did the shit when I was master sergeant, and then as a gunny, I was doing fucking master sergeant's job. So shit, I'm gonna take a break.
And that's why I think things should be personalized. Like, if people know that I am not a good multitasker with 5 things, and I used to tell them, like, listen, you gave me 2 jobs, I can handle 2. Now you giving me 3, it's gonna fail. Oh, you got it, staff sergeant. No, I'm telling you, I don't.
Mission first.
Yeah. I was like, well, you better make it happen. Some things you just can't make happen.
Yeah.
It's not enough time, depending on what the job is, in a day to do all the things that people want done. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, it's easy to push that responsibility off on somebody else because, well, I gave it to staff sergeant. Mm-hmm. Well, it never really was staff sergeant's job. When they got tasked out in that big ass meeting that they had, it never was tasked to a staff sergeant. It was tasked to the master sergeant. But the master sergeant was like, I don't want to do this shit. Yeah. So let me give it to somebody else.
It's called delegation.
Yeah, and we're in a militant institution, so you do as you're told. So read your promotion warrant, Mm-hmm. So like today, I have no choice but to do some tasker or choose. I have a choice, but if I don't, people will take it personal in the long run. From people's personal awards to, oh, you want to take leave? Oh, you didn't want to do this for me. It gets really mafia-like.
Yeah.
The Marine Corps is institutionalized and personal all at the same time.
Yeah.
Those are some things that would change. And of course, I don't know how, so don't ask me how, but are adding, like I said, a promotion system. Maybe, like I said, I don't know, an interview, video, something, or the other services do test. You know, if we're talking about MOS training, then skill set.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to expand this any longer. Mm-hmm. So I don't kind of agree with our promotion because if you like kind of break it down from E1 to E5, all you really got to worry about is running, PFT, CFT,
scores,
rifle,
and the rifle, and McMat if you want to go that
MCIs.
way. But I'm in MCIs. So I'm like, but where's the knowledge of your actual MOS? Or where's the knowledge of
the
leadership? And then once you hit E5, it's you need to be credible in your MOS, or very knowledgeable in your MOS, and you got to lead these 15 Marines.
Yeah, out of that, after one day.
Yeah, and I'm like, all I was doing was training for a CFT 2 days ago.
Right.
Or you go on a B billet, you outside of your MOS for 3 years, depending on what B billet you pick. Mm-hmm. You come back as staff sergeant or gunny, and now all of a sudden you can't get promoted. You come back as staff sergeant, you can't get promoted to gunny that first year you back because they call it you don't have no MOS credibility.
Right.
Well, bitch, how could I have MOS credibility if I was gone for 3 years?
Getting more people to be in the damn MOS.
Yeah.
Or me saving the world, Craig.
Some of their fucking reasoning just don't even make sense. If I was still doing a valuable job for the Marine Corps and I did that with honor and I didn't get in trouble and I did what I was supposed to do and my fit rep reflects that, fucking promote me.
Yeah.
Don't play the game of, well, you wasn't here, so you can't get promoted. You can't compete with your other MPs or your other postal or your other Mets or whatever the hell it is because you wasn't. Man, get the fuck out of here. Really?
And then vice versa. Oh, you're not gonna get promoted because you didn't do a special duty. it's crazy.
Yeah, and like you were saying, like the whole interview thing, I kind of agree with that because
it's like a board. Like,
bitch, I ain't no yeller. Like, straight up, I'm not no yeller at all. I ain't about to be doing no frog voice and goddamn, that's not me as a person. It's not me as an individual. So it's like you put me on the hit list, you kind of almost saying, yeah, you about to fail this out, and then you waste money, time, effort.
But see, that's what it comes back to. Just you, the individual, like you said, have to make a choice if the institution is for you or not. So, actually, your questions are set up question to fail. You can, but what would listen to the word I change to change the institution? I can't change nothing. Policies do. So you either conform or you get out.
Damn.
And that's coming from me.
Yeah.
So you either get with the program or kick rock.
So basically, drink the Kool-Aid, drown in it, or get thirsty and drink some water.
That's gonna be the title. Drink the Kool-Aid or drown. Like it.
Yeah.
Hey, AC, you got a quote?
Of course not.
The fuck?
The fuck?
A quote.
Justice, no peace.
You said what?
No justice, no peace.
Okay, Frederick Douglass.
Seriously, I don't have a quote, but again, like I said, I just want to reiterate pretty much what I said before with, like, you two guys, I give a lot of props to you two because, again, when I first got to Albany, it was me kind of like finding out who was who and who did what, and I know I put a lot on my shoulders, but it was like, it made the work that I did and all that I gave feel legit because I saw other people doing it too. And it was other staff and skills that was like yourself. So again, like I said, I give you guys big ups and big props because you made it to retirement. You did it. I wish the Marine Corps would have kept you around longer because just me meeting you two as a person, I know you guys carry a lot of knowledge, a lot of energy, and what I personally feel like the Marine Corps needs. But
I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that.
You good?
So that's it. So I'm about to close this out, but I want to thank everybody before I close this out, suicide.
Ooh.
Hey,
This recruit.
Oh, nah. Let me hit this one. Let me grab this one real quick.
Talk to somebody, but go ahead.
We talk about this every podcast. We say you can go out there and get help. There's numbers you can call. There's things you can do. But let me just address this one thing, and I'm not knocking nobody for what they got, what they don't got. But if a celebrity can commit suicide and everybody's like, "Oh my God, a celebrity killed themselves," and they pouring out and they don't understand why suicide is such prevalent when fucking military members have been doing this shit since the war started, 22 a day or roughly they say now 20 a day. Do it, and ain't nobody really said boo. Man, we got to get more information out to these people that's in need of information. If you feel some kind of way about some shit, call somebody. If that person don't pick up the phone, call somebody else. If that person don't pick up the phone, call the crisis line. Go online. If you can't if you got an iPhone, all you got to do is say crisis line into your damn iPhone and the number will pop right up on the screen. You ain't got to do shit. So if you need help, get help because this shit is out of control.
And to add on to that, though, the other part is, like I said, like, knowing y'all. Like, if y'all was to see me out and a Michael Jackson song come on and I don't dance, y'all know something wrong. Yeah. So on the other side, if you
something wrong, then they gonna put the glove on. Something wrong.
So what I'm also saying is, like, never think that's like people like Rich would never do it. Like I said, I've been suicidal before. I've never gotten close to even doing it, but I was leaning over a bridge or the balcony. So if you see a sign of someone being different, or you just have that sixth sense, if you will, and ask them, "Hey man, you about to know? Like, are you feeling okay?" Because what we gonna say? I'm all right. You about to kill yourself?
Yeah, I'm brutal like that.
Yes.
Like, why not? Because some people still say no and it be a yes for them.
I would rather offend you than like I said, because that same week those two celebrities did it. A personal friend of mine did, and left back his fiance and now her 5 kids.
Damn.
So now he's just a piece of rotten meat in the ground.
Yeah.
And she has to go through the emotional stress, and then the 2 twins.
The how come and the why come and how come I didn't.
I feel like "Are you okay?" is so generic for somebody.
That's horrible.
That's
That's like saying good morning to a motherfucker. They're gonna say good morning back because that's just the proper thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we gonna do to not so you can kill yourself?
Yeah.
You just got to be real with them.
Yeah.
So it's suicide is a selfish act, but you get what you want at the end. And the thing is, you don't even know what you got because the way I look at death is like sleeping. None of us alive know what it's like.
Yeah.
So, and you don't know what happened when you sleep. So now you're done. And you got what you wanted. Now everyone else has to go through the emotional and physical and financial effects of that.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. But yeah, get help. Call crisis number. Talk to somebody, whatever you can. But yeah, suicide is the answer. But I want to give a shout out to everybody that listened to the Unpredictable Thoughts podcast. Your man Troubles.
It's your man Jones.
Your boy AC.
And I want to give a shout out to Bailey, aka Rich B, for coming out on the podcast and sharing this story. Peace. You want to do? You got any social media? You want to shout out your social?
I don't got any social media. I'm still institutionalized, and I'm trying to come back to the real world. I'll see you guys soon.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.